so pretty much the war on drugs is like a global war on drugs, and it affected a lot of things. And one of the things that strengthened all over the world, unfortunately, was the Italian mafia. so Italian mafia plus the corruption that was happening.
Wait, they're not having their doors bursted into in the middle of the night?
Oh no,
actual like criminal organization.
They're actually letting the mobsters out because of they're letting the most like homicidal, brutal people out right now. So well connected.
So you don't think that those officers would have burst into their houses because they would have got their asses fucking merged with the motherfucking universe? Oh, but she's sleeping. We're good to burst up in this house
over some pot, over some over whatever small.
Yo, if you're just you're here to uphold the law and you're upstanding justice, burst into these motherfuckers' houses. I want to see that. Since you bleed blue, right? Yeah. Burst into these motherfuckers' houses and see what happens.
No, but the opposite is happening in Italy. Pretty much, the mafia is filling in. They're actually giving loans. They're offering loans to struggling businesses. But sounds like a recipe for complete
sounds
disaster.
Like just sharks smell blood and water.
Yeah, exactly. Sounds like you're gonna wake up with a horse next to your, head in the morning, pretty much. But this is what people are turning to the mafia more than they're turning to the government. The mafia is much more direct and is faster to help. Yeah, they are fast to help. They're fast to do a lot of things.
Yeah, they'll help your kneecaps end up in 17 pieces in a fine grainy dust when they smack your kneecaps with a baseball bat.
So this is a disaster was happening right now. The Italian government launched a $435 billion relief program in response to the economic crash. A mafia shell company has already been busted for exploiting the fund. It's failed around 3.5 million Italians who so they're the LA Lakers of Italy. they're selling like garbage face masks. This whole kind of scams are happening in Italy when it comes to the mafia. It's really,
and for those who don't know, when we're talking about the Los Angeles Lakers, we're talking about an organization that basically embezzled funds from a relief effort that was signed into law sometime in March. The Los Angeles Lakers, one of the richest franchises in the country, decided to take a sizable sum.
Yeah, and pretty much in what the mafia is doing there, like you see right here, they spoke to one business owner who borrowed $55,000, but now all of a sudden owes like over $200,000.
Vice News was able to speak to them. What, with a spirit medium from the other side?
And the Vice News a lot of times blow up people's spots, so get people killed.
Yeah, they're definitely dead.
Yeah, that's right. So that's why we didn't show this video. I do have another video that Phil can pop up that doesn't like expose people's identities so they get murdered.
Unfortunately,
because owing that much money, I wouldn't be talking to anybody. Mafia, so
is waiting for all this money flowing into Italian in the Italian economy. We are amount of money, and we know that the appetite of organized crime always follow the money flows. But I want to be clear here. Organized crime is not only an Italian problem. In the last 15 or 20 years, organized crimes and mafias spread over all the European countries. So it's a problem that we must face and fight all together with stronger rules and stronger practice in all the European countries.
For this 209 billion euros, the Italian government have got to lay out a very detailed plan as to how they're going to use the money, what it's going to be used for. What kind of strategies and structures do the mafia use and exploit to try and get access to that money?
In the last year, as I said, mafia established a lot of business companies in the legal economy, because They have the power to collect money through illicit and crimes like drug and weapons dealing, for example, and to reinvest all this huge amount of money in the real and the legal economy. For doing this, they use a sophisticated scheme in order to hide the real presence of organized crime in the businesses. So, for example, they use, as all the organized crime do, trusts in Luxembourg. They open bank accounts in the UK or in the Netherlands, and they then open business firms all over the Europe. There are some sectors that are really affected by organized crime, as for example the construction and the logistics, and other like the more commercial, like the food and the drinks sector. So we have to keep our eyes open, because the amount of money that will come here, it's very, very big, and we need to reinforce the international cooperation between law enforcement agency and the public prosecutors' offices. We need to support and protect investigative journalism. That it's the first barrier, the first firewall against mafia. And finally, we need to create a European legal framework able to fight back organized crime.
So pretty much in Italy, like he just finished up pretty much saying that, and it was up to like hopefully the government in Italy has enough courage to go after the mafia. Otherwise, they're just going to wreak havoc on innocent people with crazy loan sharking and shady businesses. So on a scale that we can't really imagine during the global pandemic. So
yeah, I mean,
that's what's happening in Italy right now.
You know what fucks me up, right?
Yeah.
Is that like if I'm a business owner in Italy, right?
Yeah.
And I know how the mafia gets down. You know that you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose your business regardless. Like if I think about it, I'm in that position. I'd be like, nah, I'd rather just close the business, because your business is going to be closed regardless.
Yeah.
But now you got to worry about people sniffing around your family and harming you or your kids or something like that. I don't think the business is even worth it at that point. But
that shows you how desperate people are feeling. Like they're turning into like. But that shows
you how much short-sighted thinking.
Yeah, but that shows you how much the government, they can't turn the government. They rather turn the shady guys in street corners in the back of bars than turning the government. That's like, so people don't feel lonely in the United States. That's what's happening in Italy. People rather talk to like Don Corleone than like their prosecutors. So it's unfortunate what's happening in Italy. And I want to flip to this next story. So while the mafia is carving out mad money and the government's not doing nothing, teachers are going on strike because they don't want to go and teach and kill their grandmother and stuff like that. So
also, when I see stories like this, it makes me want to go back to all of those. COVID-19 is a hoax.
Oh, yeah.
It makes me want to go to those people like, so, the mafia is doing this in another country because of COVID-19. Please tell me about how this is fake again.
Yeah, exactly. Is this fake over there? Are they making it up?
Italy are staging a 2-day strike over the government's handling of the COVID-19 crisis. They say school reopenings have been badly organized, and that puts them at risk of catching the virus. Let's cross over straight to Rome, where we speak to our correspondent Giorgia Landi at one of those protests we can see there. Georgia, parents have only recently got their kids back into educational establishments. How are they reacting to these claims by the teachers that they are susceptible to catching COVID?
Morning, Oliver. Well, it's the first time in a long time that actually students and teachers are coming together to raise their voices against a number of issues since the recent reopening of schools. We're talking about a nationwide strike that is happening here in Rome and in around 10 cities. They believe, Oliver, that somehow the outbreak has worsened a number of issues that schools have had to face in a long time. But in particular, unions demand more government-approved face masks, as the amount that has been supplied to each school is not enough, and that's why they don't feel safe when it comes to going to their workplace. But also here in Italy, school buildings were built back in the 70s, meaning that they actually complain about the lack in the number of classrooms, as what they've got actually is not right to ensure the social distancing measures are indeed respected. That's why outdoor spaces, churches are even used as alternative options, and they do want classrooms to have a limited number of students, a maximum of 15, and they think that the government has the resources to do so. They would like the government to use the funds that are made available by the EU Recovery Fund. Although I have to say that not all teachers do agree with these strikes. I've been speaking to a few schools where teachers actually told me that they believe this is not the right time to protest. They believe that the country is going through a tough time, and that's why education must be provided.
Okay,
so
there you go. Those people over there who want to go over there and get killed teaching. So there's always that other side of the argument. It's like you heard of Dr. Regina, she had an insert that, like, you know, these other teachers are glad to go into these scary, you know, unsafe schools and teach. You know, they think striking is bad. You know, it's like, okay. So that's
I haven't heard a single teacher say that shit. Sorry, I have not heard a single teacher.
Well, she found some teachers in Italy who said that somehow. So, you know.
Yeah, I believe that when I see it, because every single person that I know that is in the teacher profession, they're all in unison, all together now. Fuck that shit.
Oh, like Blind Bait in Twitch, she said her daughter teaches and she.
Blind Bat is a dude.
Oh, Blind Bat.
He just can't spell for shit. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the same. It's all the teachers. Like I'm, you know, kind of talking to a woman who's an administrator.
Yeah.
In the New York City public school system.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
She's like, nah. You know.
No.
The teachers are like the teachers union is about to be like going on strike.
Yeah, we're gonna see what's gonna go down. They keep pushing the dates of school and the mafia. So that's Global Ref News. Follow us on YouTube and Twitter and Facebook and subscribe, like, do all that kind of stuff. So
and don't forget Breonna Taylor's name.